Today we are going to discuss some example programs on C functions. First example program is about C program to add two numbers. Call by value. Second program is about C program to swap value. Call by value. Third program C program to swap values. Pass by reference. Fourth program C program to check a number, a prime number. And last program, that is fifth program that we are going to discuss, is program to print prime numbers between two integers. So these are the programs we are going to discuss in this lecture. So let us discuss example 1. In this example 1, we are having a C program to add two numbers. So as seen, there are two functions exist in this program. First function is addition function and second function is the main function. So if we take the first statement in this program, hash include within less than and greater than sign, stdio.h is written. So this statement includes a standard input-output.h header file in our program. The next one is the addition function. Int addition within open and close parenthesis int num1 comma int num2. So int is the type of the return value that addition is going to return. Addition is the name of the function. So its name indicates that when this function is called in, it is used to add the numbers. So as in the given in the parameter list, int num1 comma num2. Two numbers are passed to this function when it is called in, and these numbers are of integer type. So those numbers are received by this addition function with formal parameters num1 and num2. Then inside the body of this function int sum semicolon. This is the local variable declaration that is of integer type. The next statement is sum equals num1 plus num2 semicolon. Num1 and num2, these two numbers are numbers with these two variables are added and sum is assigned to the left side variable sum. Then last statement return sum. The value of sum is returned to the calling function. The next function is main function. So inside the body of the main function, first statement is int n1 comma n2 comma sum semicolon. So using this statement, three integer variables are defined and declared: n1, n2 and sum. The next statement printf enter two numbers colon. So this statement is displayed on the output screen, whereby user find that what is to be done. So user enters the two number, that those two numbers are taken in by the scanf function and stored with the variable n1 and n2. Then using the next statement sum equals addition n1 comma n2 semicolon. So using this statement, addition function is called in, and while calling in this function, two values of the numbers that is taken in by the user are also supplied with the actual parameters n1 and n2. So these parameter values are copied into the formal parameter values when function is called in with num1 and num2. Then inside the body of the addition function, int sum, this is the integer variable, that is this sum is declared. Then value of num1 and num2, as we discussed before, was added, and their sum is assigned to the left side variable same, and then using the return sum statement, value of sum is returned. So at this point control comes to this point, and at this point that value is assigned to the left side variable sum. Then using the next statement, printf output colon %d. So at this point compiler searches for the variable, and here it is sum, so its value gets printed at this point. And last one is the return 0. So this return 0 is the end of the program, and this return 0 indicates the operating system that program is executed properly. So whenever this program is run, we get the output like this one. Enter two numbers. This message is printed on the output screen when user enters 14 and 56. Then these two numbers are added, and then using the printf statement, output colon, and after that one value of addition of these two numbers are printed, that is 70. Now let us discuss the second example C program. In this C program we will see that we have to swap the two values, and while calling the function we have to pass the values to the called function. Now one function is the main function that is always going to be there, and another function is swap function. As swap function is written after the main function, so its prototype declaration is done in the second statement, void swap int x comma int y. So this is written for the compiler. Compiler comes to know that there exists a swap function. Its return type is void and its name is swap, and it has two arguments that are of integer type. Then actually execution starts from the main function. So in main function, first statement is int a equals 100. So this statement defines a integer type variable a, and simultaneously 100 is assigned to it. In a similar way, 200 is assigned to the integer variable b. The next two statement, print if value of a colon, that is value of a is printed at this point, and using the /n, cursor is brought to the beginning of the next line, and where value of b is printed. So value of a is going to be 100 and value of b is 200 is printed. Now writing this statement, swap a comma b semicolon, swap function is called in, then control goes to the swap function, and values while calling the swap function. Value of a and b is passed to the swap function. So value of a is copied into x and b is copied into the y. After that one, first statement in the swap function is int temp semicolon. So using this statement, temp variable is defined here, that is of integer type. Then temp equal to x. What is the value of x? That is assigned to the temp variable. That is value of x is the value of a. That is assigned to the temp variable. And using the next statement, x is equal to y. What is the value of y? That is assigned to the x. And then y is assigned a value of temp. So in this way, these two value of x and y gets exchanged, gets swapped. What is the value of y is assigned to the x and value of x is assigned to the y. And finally these two values are printed using the next two printf statements. So after swap, value of a colon and percentage d, at this point what is the value of x gets printed, and using next statement, after swap, value of b, that is value of y, gets printed. So in this way, using this program, we swapped two values with each other, and when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Value of a is 100 and value of b is 200, and after swapping, that is after swap, value of a is going to be 100 and value of value of a is going to be 200 and value of b is going to be 100. So in this program we saw that how a function is called in, and while calling in the function, how values are passed to the called function, and then called function perform its job, and then control is again goes to the calling function, and last statement of the calling function is return 0, that is end of the program. And using this statement, message is sent to the operating system that program is run properly. Now let us consider the next program. In this program, we have to swap the values, but while calling the function, values are passed by reference. So an example program may be like this one. Let us try to understand this example program. So first statement we are familiar with, hash include within less than and greater than sign, a stdio.h header file is included in our program. Void swap int star x comma int star y. So these two arguments are included in the open and close parenthesis of the swap function, and at the end there is a semicolon. So this is the prototype declaration of the swap function, and here void before function name is written. It means that this function, whenever it is called in, is not going to return any value. Then int main, and inside the body, in the body of the main function, first statement is int a equals 100 semicolon, int b equal 200 semicolon. So using these two statements, two integer variables a and b are declared, and also they are assigned the values of 100 and 200. That is A has 100 and B has 200. Now we have to swap these values. That is, after swapping the values, A is going to be 200 and B will have 100. So this thing is to be done. The next statement is the printf statement. So using printf statement, before swap, values of A colon, what is the value of A, that is printed here, %d, and compiler searches for the variable A. So value of A is printed here, that is 100 is printed. And then /n. So this escapes sequence character bring the cursor in the beginning of the next row, where again using the printf statement, before swap, values of B colon, what is the value of B is printed here. So these two printf statement prints the value of A and B before swapping the values. Now next statement is swap ampersand A comma ampersand B. Function swap is called in, and while calling this function, a reference is given, values through reference, that is ampersand A, address of A as well as address of B is passed in to swap function. Then next statement is when this statement is executed, control goes to the swap function. So in swap function, void swap in open and close parenthesis int star x comma int star y. That is here two pointer variables are declared. So pointer variables holds the address of memory location where data is stored. So using swap function, when it is called in, actual value of address is passed to the swap function, and that is stored with the variable x and y. So x and y hold the address of the data, address of the memory location where data are stored. That is where 100 and 200 are stored. Then executing body of this swap function int temp semicolon. So this statement defines integer type variable temp. The next statement temp equal star x. So this star x indicate the value in the memory location held by the x. So what is the value stored in this memory location, that is assigned to the temp variable. The next statement star x. So star x indicate the value at memory location held by x equal. So in this memory location, value of memory location held by the y is stored. Means first this 200 is stored in the memory location whose address is stored by the x. The next statement is star y equal temp. Value of temp is stored in the memory location whose address is held by the y. So in this way, the two values in different memory location get swapped, and then this is the last return statement. So control goes to the calling function, and statement after the swap, this statement swap ampersand a comma ampersand B, then semicolon. The next statement of this is going to be executed, and next statement is printf. After swap, values of a colon. What is value of a is going to be printed here, and naturally value of a, that is in memory location, here now 200 is present. So value of 200 is going to be printed here, and using next printf statement, after swap value of b colon, this value of b is going to be 100. So whenever this program is executed, using 4 printf statement, we print the values of a and b before swapping and after swapping. So in this program also we give the reference, give the memory address, we pass the memory address of the data while calling the function. So whenever a function is called in, it receives memory location, and that is stored in the pointer variable x and y, and then executing the body of its body, then values of the memory location gets swapped. So when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Before swap, value of a is 100. Before swap, value of b is 100. But after swapping, values of swap, value after swap, value of a is 200, and after swap value of b is 100. So in this way we discussed in that how the values is passed by reference while calling the function. In the previous example we saw that when function is called in, actual value is passed to the called function, but here a reference is passed, memory locations are passed to the called function. Now let us take another example program. So in this example we have to write a C program to check a prime number. So whenever a number is entered by the user, we have to check whether the entered number is prime number or not. But we should know what is the prime number. So a prime number is positive integer that is divisible only by 1 and itself. So for example 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 7, these are the prime numbers. So we should know the prime number. Then a program may be written like this one. So we will try to understand this program. So first statement we are familiar with, hash include less than and greater than sign stdio.h. Then main function. Inside, in the body of the main function, first statement is int ni flag equal to 0. We define 3 integer variables n, I and flag. Simultaneously, value of flag is initialized to 0. That is, its initial value is set as a 0. Then using the printf statement, enter a positive integer n. This statement prints the message on the output screen. Enter a positive integer n colon. And when user enters any number, that is taken in by the next statement, that is scanf function, and stored with the variable n. Then let us say for looping statement. So what is use of this for loop? In this for loop, for I equal to 2 semicolon I less than n semicolon I plus plus. Body of the for loop is like this. if n modulo I equal to 0, that is we divide n by I. Initial value of I is 2. So after division, if remainder is 0, n modulo I means I value of I is equal to 2. So after division, if remainder is 0, it means that number is divisible by 2. Then flag equal to 1. Value of flag, that is initially it is 0. It is set as a 1. The next statement is break. So control, using this statement break, control comes out of the looping statement. So in the for loop, initial value of 2 is set and number is divided by that number. If this number is not equal to 0, then body of the if statement is not executed, then value of I is incremented. So in this way we go on dividing the entered number by the value of I. If we get the remainder as a 0, it means that entered number is divisible by a number which is less than n. So if it is divisible by any number less than entered number, it means that it is not a prime number. But if it is not divisible, then flag value is not going to be set as a 1. If it is divisible, control comes out of looping statement. Otherwise, control comes out of the looping statement once I reaches the maximum value. When this condition becomes false, then it comes out of the looping statement. And out of the looping statement, if flag equals 0, see here double equal sign is used. This is a logical operator. So when value of flag equal to 0, print f percentage d at this value of n is printed, that is entered value is printed. N is not a prime number because it is divisible by some number less than entered number, that is less than n. So it is not a prime number. If we do not get the remainder as 0, it means that number is prime number. So in this way we can check whether a entered number is prime number or not. So this program is written for that purpose, and when this program is run, we get the output like this one. Enter a positive integer. 29 is entered. Then 29 is a prime number. So this out, whenever we enter the 29, 29 is a prime number. This output is displayed. So in this way, we discussed how to write a program to check whether a number is prime number or not. Let us take the last program, and in this last program to print prime numbers between two integers. So not only we have to check the prime number, but these prime numbers are to be displayed between two integers. So a range is given, and how many prime numbers are in that range, we have to display that one. So a program is written like this one. So let us discuss again this program. In this C program, here two functions are written. One function is written for to check whether a entered number is prime number or not. So check prime number int n. So this is the argument, and so this function, when it is called in, receive the value using the variable n, argument n. and after completing its job, this returns a value which is going to be of integer type. Then the main function. So in main function, int n1 comma n2 comma I comma flag. 4 integer variables are declared. Then printf statement, enter 2 positive integers. So this message is printed and the user enter the 2 numbers in which the prime numbers are to be printed, and that is taken in by the scanf function and is stored with the variable 2 variables n1 and n2. Then next statement is printf statement. Using this printf statement, prime numbers between %d and %d are. So what is the range of the prime number n1 and n2? So prime numbers between n1 and n2 are. So this line is printed on the output screen. Then next statement is the looping statement. For I equal to n1 plus 1, that is it is a greater number than the smallest range. This value I is set as a n1 plus 1. Then semicolon, I less than n2, I plus plus. Then flag equals check prime numbers I. What is the value of I? That is a number which is greater than this one. So numbers greater than the smallest numbers are taken in while calling the function. So initially it is n1 plus 1. So this function is called in here, and control now goes to the called function. So when function is called in, the actual argument value, that is actual argument, what is value of I, is taken in the formal argument n. Then in this body of this function, in j flag equal to 1. So first statement declares 2 integer variables simultaneously. Value of I is set as a 1. Then using the for looping statement, for j equal to 2 semicolon j less than n. So that value, that number is tested. So if that number, we already have discussed this one, that is in the body, if n modulo I equal to 0, that is if remainder is 0, dividing the number n by the j, then it means that flag is set to 0 and control comes out of the looping statement. And what is the value of flag? That is returned to the calling function. But if remainder is not 0 here, then this body of the if statement is skipped off. And what is the initial set value of flag? That is returned to the calling function. So depending on that one, if flag equals 1, naturally print a %di, that value is printed. So we print the first prime number. So first higher prime number than the smallest range, and then value of I is incremented. So again increment condition is tested. When condition is true, again flag equal check prime numbers. This function is again called in, and then second higher number from the lower range is tested for its prime or not. So depending whether the second number is prime or not, flag is set 1 or 0. So in this way we can print the second prime number. So this process goes on till condition in the looping statement becomes false. When this condition becomes false, control comes out of the looping statement and return 0 is the last state. This indicates the end of the program and value 0 is returned to the operating system, indicating that program is executed properly. So in this way, when this program is run, the prime numbers between two ranges gets printed. So in this way, number of programs in this lecture have been discussed, and I hope that these programs are understood by you. So till next lecture, bye and have a nice day.